And this is Benchwarmers Sports and Stuff podcast. Welcome to everybody in the building. I am your co-host, waiting on my host, Heaven Hollywood. And I'm just waiting on my boy Jimmy Ace, your host. And we're here to talk sports and stuff with you guys. Hope you had a great Super Bowl weekend. It was one for the ages. Um, as usual, when you have Thomas, Patrick, Edward, Brady, Jr. I was about to say New England Patriots, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in their first season with Thomas, Patrick, Edward, Brady, Jr. win the Super Bowl. And they beat the favorite Kansas City Chiefs 31-9. A domination on offense, a domination on defense, and pretty unexpected. Pretty unexpected. Um, I did say before we left here, and I'm waiting on Jimmy Ace. I said before we left here on Saturday night that I had changed my mind. I changed my mind. I said I want the Bucks. And I said to everyone, this offensive line, this banged up offensive line of the Kansas City Chiefs is going to be an issue. And I was 100% right. Now, did I expect 31-9? Absolutely not. Did I expect the great Patrick Mahomes to be shut out and left out of the end zone? Absolutely not. I did not expect either of that to happen. I thought this was going to be a close game, um, maybe a shootout, 35-31, 35-34, something like that. Never in my wildest dreams did I imagine that Tom Brady, in his first season with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, after playing 20 seasons with
Yeah, it's about time. Jeez.
New England Patriots,
Hold on one
never
second.
would I have thought that in his first season, a COVID season, no training camp, new team, new system, new head coach. You bring in Leonard Fournette, who was cut from the Jacksonville Jaguars. You bring in Antonio Brown, who nobody wanted. And then you bring in Rob Gronkowski, who the last time we saw him was shaking on stage like he was Muhammad Ali, retiring, saying, "You guys just do not know the pain that I go through on a daily basis." bring them all back for the Super Bowl, and I do see my host is here.
Yeah, you were really into your monologue there.
Yeah, it's they bring them in, and who scores all the touchdowns for the Bucks? Gronkowski, AB, Antonio Brown, and Leonard Fournette. Leonard Fournette did it. I believe maybe Robert Jones scored the touchdown, but Leonard Fournette was a big part of that offense as well. And it just goes to show here is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, affectionately known for years as the Succaneers. They used to wear the bags over their heads, the paper bags. The fans used to wear the paper bags over their heads. The most losing franchise in NFL history, the most losing franchise in sports history, had not been to the playoffs in 15 years, had not won a playoff game in 20 years. And they go to the Super Bowl, not only go to the Super Bowl, but absolutely just pulverize. When I came in there, Jimmy Ace, I was telling everyone, I changed my pick Saturday. I
You
changed
did.
my pick. Um, when I heard about the offensive line, I said, "Uh-oh." But
Yeah, you
never in
did.
my wildest dreams did I expect to see what we saw Saturday night. And
Absolutely not.
I know the Brady haters will say, well, what do you expect? Look at the defense. Look what the defense did. He still scored 31 points.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say the defense didn't play that great. He scored 31 points. Most of the time, that's going to beat you. Will it beat the Chiefs? Maybe not, but it beat them Sunday. Jimmy Ace, welcome to your show.
Yeah, so I apologize to our viewers. I was having issues getting in, and this is when technology is definitely not working for you when it's supposed to, but it happens. Yeah. To back right on that ride you were that wave you were talking about there when it comes to the game, I'm definitely. I mean, I think most people I think were shocked at the outcome of the game as far as the blowout in a sense. I mean, no one really thought that if Brady was going to win, it was going to be by 22 points. I don't think no one thought that, especially at this point in his career. But
Right.
I was thinking about this Sunday night when I was watching, and I was stuffing my face Sunday night. Shout out to my wife who made a nice spread for me. Um, uh, I was like the first part of the game, in the beginning was great. As far as like, okay, it was close, it was back and forth, whatever. As far as like, no one was really doing anything, but at least it was something. And I think the turning point of the game, which is funny because it was that goal line stance in the second quarter when Tampa Bay was knocking on the Chiefs' door, right?
Yep.
They got stopped in 4 downs right there, the goal, fourth goal in inches, right? And you would say well, I think most people would think to me like right there, like okay, this is a
The Buccaneers
momentum
lost the game.
changer. This
That's
is where
exactly what I
this
said.
is
I
where they're
said the
gonna
Bucks are
take
in
over
trouble.
and definitely gonna do something, and it's gonna, this is where it might all fall apart for the Bucks. But what did the Chiefs do with that opportunity when they got the ball back? 4 and out, 3 and out. Didn't do nothing. Didn't take advantage of the situation. And when Gronkowski and Brady were doing their thing, they were getting into the Chiefs' head, especially the defense. When they got in their head, they were getting penalties. They were not playing the game that they usually play. And I noticed something about them too. They're a type of team that even if adversity faces them in the face, they don't, make adjustments. They just still
Mm.
okay, still throw the ball down the field, still, I mean, come on, it's
They
still
just
Pat
think that
Mahomes,
you know what
still do
we
your thing. And
we've
granted to
been
Pat Mahomes,
down
by the way,
10. Yeah,
Even when he was getting killed.
they think we've been down 10 before in the playoffs. We've been
Yeah.
down 10 in the Super Bowl. And Patrick Mahomes will eventually figure it out. But you ain't been down 10 to Tom Brady.
No. And and the thing is, Pat Mahomes, it was basically Pat Mahomes versus the Bucks because that offensive line, it showed right there, like you said. I mean, you would have thought like these guys that played on this offensive line from the practice squad, probably they didn't play with him ever. I mean, this was Pat Mahomes' worst loss, not as a pro, by the way. He's never
Right.
lost this bad since he was in Texas Tech. That's how bad this was. So it just amazes me. This is Tom Brady's biggest win as far as usually his
Super
games are
Bowl.
close.
Right.
Usually when he wins Super Bowl,
Six
it's always
six
by.
game winning drives, what he had before Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, my audio was kind of a little messed up. That's why I couldn't hear you. So I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't even. I mean, Brady. I'm telling you, by the time it was the third quarter, I don't know about you, I was like, okay, this is over. This game is over.
Yeah. Let me tell you another turning point since you mentioned the goal line stand.
Yeah.
When the Bucks did not get in, and I still said that was the right move. You see, Aaron Rodgers that should take a mess.
Oh yeah,
It's
I
not
agree.
about that they didn't make it and say, "Oh, you should have kicked the field goal." No, they absolutely should have been going for the juggler as they were, because you got to score touchdowns with Kansas City. But here, that could have been and should have been the turning point for the Chiefs. But let me tell you what was the turning point. That next series, Kansas City, they're moving the football. They had to punt. They punt and they get a penalty.
Mm.
Tampa Bay makes them re-kick, and he scoots it off his foot. So the punt previous was a very good punt, and I believe Tampa Bay was back on their own 26 or 27-yard line. But then there was a penalty that was a surprise as far as the Chiefs go. They had to re-kick it from almost their end zone, and he shoots it off his foot. And I believe Tampa Bay set up, like, instead of on their own 27, at around Kansas City's 35. So it was like a 37-yard difference. So to me, that was a big part of that first half.
Mm-hmm.
It was a big part of the first half because
Yeah,
hey,
that's true.
if Kansas City kicks it away, Tampa Bay has to start back in their own territory, and all of a sudden we're playing field position. But Kansas City did not like getting punched in the mouth, and this is
That's exactly.
yeah, this is one thing that might end up. People may take a page out of this book and say, "Okay, all you got to do is rough these guys up." It was kind of like they're kind of like a new version of the greatest show on turf, because
Interesting comparison.
when the Rams came into the Super Bowl against the Patriots, they were
Mm-hmm.
used to running everybody,
Mm-hmm.
left and right. And then when they got into um, the playoffs that year, if you remember, ironically, they had to play the Tampa Bay Bucks. They pulled that game out late, and I think they won that game like 12-8 or 12-10,
It
something like
was
that.
very low scoring.
It was a very low scoring game. And it's like New England with their cheating selves. It's like they said, okay, how did they hold them, to those amount of points? And what they did was rough up
Mm.
the wide receivers again, because those
They
wide
did.
receivers were great, but they
Yes,
weren't very tough. They were very finesse like,
that's a
Isaac
problem.
Bruce, Torrey Holt, um,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
um, Azakim,
Mm-hmm.
Marshall Falk. Marshall Falk was a finesse. He was very good, but
Yeah.
he was a finesse
Yeah.
runner.
Oh, finesse. Yeah.
Yeah, catching a lot of balls at the backfield. Had to run wide. You didn't see him running through the middle a lot. It was like that. So he had to get on the edge. So it's like New England said, let's rough them up a little bit and let's see how they
Yeah.
respond.
Punch in the mouth.
Didn't
Yeah. They
respond
punch
very
in the
well.
mouth.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kansas City, they got punched in the mouth from the beginning. And I will tell you one thing. And I'm glad he did it. And I'm glad he did it when the game was over. That 15-yard penalty was so justified because Tyreek Hill has been doing that, to putting the peace sign up to everybody when he's 20 yards ahead of them. And if you don't remember, in the first game that they played, when he burnt Antoine Winfield, he did a backflip into the end zone.
Wow.
He did a backflip into the end zone to score a touchdown. He got the ball. He went to about the 3-yard line, turned around, and backflipped into the end zone for the touchdown. Anton Winfield said he remembered that from that day, and he said he's going to pay him back. He's going to pay him
He
back. He
did.
still said that throwing
And he
the
did.
peace sign in his face after he had a rough outing was justified, and he said it felt good for him to do it. So Brady now,
I mean, 7.
7
7.
titles, more than
So
any
not bad.
franchise in the NFL,
I
more than my
wonder what Bill
Steelers.
Belichick. I
He
wonder
now
what
has
Bill
more than the
Belichick was
Patriots.
doing.
I know Bill Belichick. They're saying, "Oh, they sent the congratulations." I forgot. Belichick is hot. Belichick not congratulating Tom Brady.
You know, he was drunk on Henny that night. That Tom Brady.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you what sums up Brady, it really gives me chills when I see it. When he's congratulating everybody, he's
Yeah.
telling them, you can read his lips, I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you. I'm
Mm-hmm.
happy. He's is so excited for these guys
Yeah, more
to
than
win it.
himself. Yeah.
And they're all celebrating. They're in the locker
Mm-hmm.
room celebrating.
Mm-hmm.
They're throwing the champagne and this, that. And then one of the guys, I believe it was the guy I spoke about, and he was big in the game. Remember, I said Devin White was going to be huge in the game, and he was all over the football field.
Oh boy.
He
I mean,
said,
the whole
"You want to
defense,
know
they
why
were.
Tom Brady's the GOAT?" And he said he put the camera on all the teammates, and they're
Yep.
going crazy and celebrating. He said, "Now look at Tom." He puts the camera on Brady. Brady's over in the corner packing his stuff up, you know, quiet, not celebrating, like, ho hum, just
Yeah,
another season.
another one for my mantle. Okay.
Right, another
Yeah.
season. I'll be
Enjoy, guys.
getting ready
I'll
for
see you later.
the meeting tomorrow, so we can get ready to do it over. I mean,
Yeah.
it's unreal. It's
He's just. You,
unbelievable.
this is where I should beat myself up because I think the main thing about when it came to the Chiefs is that the way that Pat Mahomes, the way the whole playoffs was going, especially when he got hurt, and especially how it looked 2 weeks prior,
Yep.
and the way Tampa defense was struggling with Green Bay, I thought, okay, it's gonna be a back and forth game,
Right.
and it's gonna be whoever has the ball last wins, in my opinion.
Right.
And I was dead wrong. I mean, big time. I mean, you hit it
And a
on the
lot of
head better than
people were.
anybody. Oh yeah,
Nobody.
nobody. And
Even the
I
people.
will. I
Even
will.
the
Excuse
people. I'm
me.
going to cut up.
Yeah,
Even the people that picked Tampa.
yeah. They
And the
didn't.
funny thing is, who was the only person that I heard call a blowout?
Who that?
Just figures too. The only person that I heard that said Tom Brady is going to blow these boys out.
Who is
Jay-Z.
that?
Figures. Figures. The,
Yeah,
he is the
boy.
only guy that said this isn't going to be close. Tom Brady's going to blow these boys out.
Wonder he knew something. But I mean, once again, Tom Brady putting another. He added another exclamation point after the two words "the goat." I think now he put like 7 exclamation points.
Yep.
So, and I should be like I said, um, just like I mean, you thought Joe Namath was cool under pressure. He makes
Right.
Joe Cool look like a nervous wreck. I mean, Brady's like, and here's another thing. I want to point this out too. I don't know if you noticed this too. One thing about Tom Brady, when you have Tom Brady on your team, very similar to LeBron in a way, and I'll tell you why. You're not only getting a player, you're getting a coach too in a way. It's
Right.
kind of like and here's why I tell you. If you watch the mannerism of Tom Brady on the field, you rarely see him get rattled. When there's a certain play that happens and he catches a penalty, oh wait, oh over there, yep, that's right. I know you saw that. Okay, hey, don't worry about it. Hey, guys, relax. He's if you notice, even if you didn't, even just looking at body language, you saw that and you read his lips. Hey, we got this, guys. Don't worry about it. Doom,
Right.
boom, ding. And he, pure general, took control, led the team. And Korgasti, he's been there before thanks to Tom Brady.
Right.
It was having flashbacks of past Super Bowls, or what they
Yep.
were doing. It was at one point it was Gronkowski and Brady 21, Chiefs 3.
Exactly.
It's like it's
I think
unbelievable. And
one
so
thing
so
too.
much credit. So much credit. You don't see Tom Brady going to his head. You know how like the quarterback goes to the headset. I can't hear
Right.
you. What play? What play?
Right.
He don't do that. No, he calls the play. He calls the play.
Right.
He's the one going. No, we're doing this. No, we're doing this. I got this.
He
You
is.
notice that?
Yeah, I definitely noticed that he is, without a doubt. Well, he's close. I mean, he was the goat to me before
Oh
Sunday,
yeah. Oh yeah.
but there is without
Absolutely.
a doubt. Now we have to start talking about, is he the goat in all sports?
You got to
We're gonna have to
realize.
start talking about it. We got to have
Yeah.
that conversation. He's been to
Yeah.
10 Super
He.
Bowls. He
Yeah.
won it
Well.
his first year. Listen to this. Listen to this tape. Tom Brady,
Here we
is
go.
he the first quarterback to win a Super Bowl his first year quarterbacking on multiple teams? His first
Yeah.
year quarterbacking. Because his first year quarterbacking
Well,
on
I
New
see what you're
England, he won.
saying. Yeah, I know what you're trying to say. You're not trying to say because obviously we know that what's his name? Peyton Manning has done it with 2 different franchises, but you're
Right,
talking about the first year. The first
right.
year they,
And
yeah,
he didn't
that
do it
is
first
a
year with
excellent
Indianapolis,
question.
and he didn't do it in first year with Denver. Um, Now Tom
Exactly.
Brady,
No.
it wasn't his first year because the first year he didn't play, but his
No.
second year was his first year quarterbacking, and
Hmm.
he took over the team at 0-2. Okay, he took over the team at 0-2. The previous year, they were 5-11. So they were 5-13 under the great Bill Belichick, who everyone's telling me is the greatest coach ever. Now they were 5-13 when he came there. Oh, look what he did with Cleveland. He won one playoff game and won 11
Yeah.
games
Was
one
that
year.
Benny
He
Testaverde
was
about that?
also under
Hmm.
500 with Cleveland,
Yeah. Hmm.
right? And Cleveland, I believe, had Bernie Kosar, who was no bum. And he's
No,
not
absolutely
Patrick
not.
Mahomes. He's not Tom Brady. But he's no
No,
bum.
but he was a
Right.
good quarterback. Very
Right.
good
So
quarterback.
he did have Bernie Kosar. Um,
Yep.
and then on top of that, he
And yeah,
didn't want to
Benny
show.
Testaverde.
He didn't want to show where Belichick had a chance to prove to me that he was a real good coach if he would have took that job that Parcells was trying to give to him, the Jets. He didn't
Mm-hmm.
want that job because he knew he
Yeah,
wasn't going to
well,
have the talent
yeah,
or the team
yeah.
or the quarterback.
You know what?
And
You know what? Yeah, you
Parcells,
kind
if
of.
you remember, Parcells lost his
Hmm.
quarterback that year, and he still went 8-8, 9-7.
Yeah,
I
eight
believe
and
they didn't
eight.
make the
Yeah, yeah.
playoffs.
It was eight. It was
He
eight.
went
It was
eight
eight and
and eight
eight.
with
Yeah.
no quarterback.
Yeah. Hmm.
I mean,
Here's the
so
thing. You know what? Here's where Bill Belichick reminds me of. He kind of reminds me of like Phil Jackson, and I'll tell you why. Phil Jackson, he already had a ready crew to win. Where
Right.
Pat Riley, he was a coach, and he's proved that more than once, where he could take a couple of players.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to be super talented and make them,
Like you
compete
do
for a
the Knicks.
championship.
You took the Knicks to the
Yeah, they might. Now they don't be the best team or
right.
a great team, but they compete.
Right.
And I know as a Knicks fan, I mean, those are my greatest years as a fan. Watching Pat Riley do his thing, and he made Van Gundy a household name because he took him underneath his wing, and that's why
Right.
Van Gundy is so well known because of
Pat
Pat Riley.
Riley.
And everyone said that for all these years. Oh yeah, Phil Jackson, let me see you take a team from the scrap heap, and let me see you do like what Pat Riley did. Look, wait, he went
That's
to
right.
Miami. Where he
Yep.
faxed in his
Went to
resignation.
Miami.
The way he did it still pisses me off anyway. The way he faxed in his resignation, the rat himself, as they call him, the rat.
He went to Miami and made New York
It
Knicks
was they had
too.
nobody. They had nobody. They had the big trade gang, Alonzo Mourning. Okay, they were still,
And Tim Hardaway.
happy. Yeah, Tim Hardaway, but they were still
Tim
not. They
Hardaway
were
was
the only.
past his prime.
Yeah, there was only two good players on the team, and everyone else they had to find other players to play. But they
Yep.
weren't like right away. Oh, world beaters, 60 wins. Nah, it took a few years. They became. Matter of fact, everyone forgets they were in the Eastern Conference Finals in '97 against the Bulls. Everyone forgets
Yep.
about that.
Right.
We all know what happened with the Knicks down up 3-1 and that crap walking on the court. Anyway, that's the story for another time. But yeah, but anybody that's gonna come at us, oh, what are you talking about? Bill Belichick's not great. I'm not saying he's not a great coach.
I'm
We're just
not
saying
either.
he's not the greatest. He's not the greatest coach.
Not the great. And to me, a lot of people are trying to defend, Belichick. Oh, this doesn't mean that Belichick's not a great.
Ooh,
No, it doesn't mean that he's not a great coach. But to
no, we're
me,
not saying
it
that.
does mean that it was more Tom Brady. Like I've been telling people,
Absolutely,
it was this
absolutely.
proves that it was more Tom Brady. And I'll tell you what Brady also did, other than close the goat conversation. To me, he put himself into a conversation that I only put LeBron James in. And I'll tell you what that conversation is. To me, it's only him and LeBron in that room. And that room is wherever I go, the winning goes. And I am the
Okay.
system. It was LeBron
Yeah.
James left Cleveland. The team was out of the playoffs. He goes to Miami. They go to four straight
Automatic
finals.
contenders.
He wins
Automatic
two.
contenders.
He leaves
Yeah.
Miami. They're no longer contenders. He goes
They
back to
suck. Yeah.
Cleveland and he goes to two more finals. And
Yeah. And
he
won
goes
one
to the
championship.
Lakers, who were a team who were not in the playoffs.
No,
The Lakers
they didn't
had
do
missed
well
the playoffs, the
first year.
most losing in the Lakers franchise ever since Jerry West. The most
Hmm.
losing we've ever had in the playoff. He leaves, goes to the Lakers the
Mm.
second year, wins the championship. I am the system. And that is what I've been saying about Tom Brady the whole time.
Yep.
LeBron to me don't need no great coach. And Tom Brady, I know Bruce Arians. Bruce Arians isn't a great coach. Bruce Arians is a pick on Bruce Arians. No risk it, no biscuit. Bruce Arians is just fling the ball down the field. We have Bruce Arians. He's not a bad coach. He's not a bad head coach, but he's
Mm.
no different than Mike McCarthy, and he's no
Mm.
better than those guys. And
Yeah.
when did the season change for Tampa Bay? When he said, "I decided to let Tom do a little coaching," and after the
Bingo.
break,
Bingo.
after
The
after
bye week. Yeah.
the bye,
Hmm.
they have not lost since, and they then started employing Tom Brady's offense. Because remember, Tom Brady, who everyone said his arm was gone, he was leading the league in distance, passing distance. So it means he
Gotcha.
was flinging the ball up and down the field
Mm.
because
Mm.
he was trying to appease the Bruce Arians offense. Let me ask you
Yeah.
something, Jimmy. If I told
No.
you before the game that
Mm-hmm.
Mike Evans, um, Curtis Godwin, and Scotty Miller would combine for 3 catches for 34 yards, would you have think Tampa Bay wins that football game?
No, absolutely not.
And that is exactly what they had. Scotty Miller didn't even get a target. Um,
No.
Mike Evans, who was a Pro Bowl receiver, he's a Pro Bowl receiver.
You know what
He
makes it
got one
even?
catch for
Yeah,
13 yards.
what makes it even more laughable? It kind of reminds me of Mariano Rivera. You know the cut is coming, but you can do nothing about it. 9 times out
Right,
of 10. In the fourth quarter, the plan was already in. Where you know, okay, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run the ball, run out this
right,
clock as much as I can, and
right.
try to stop us. And the Chiefs knew that, and yet couldn't do it.
They were
Couldn't
getting
do it.
big. That's what they
They
did that.
get punched. They got punched in the face time and time and
Yeah,
time. Body blow, right hook, uppercut. You know, you name it. You know, rabbit punch. You know, everything. And no, nothing. They got into our argument. And by the way, that's like Michael Jordan rule. Don't ever argue with Mike. The same thing with Brady. Well, I forgot one of the guys that was the
yep.
defense that was arguing with Tom Brady. I was like, really, dude?
It was
Like, are you stupid or what? What was
Mathau.
it? Yeah, I mean, are you stupid or what? He already has motivation as it is. Now you want to get in his face? Like, really? Are you like that dumb? Like,
Yep,
really?
they was going at it. So
Oh,
congratulations
bro.
to the GOAT.
Yeah, well deserved.
31
I mean,
9. I mean,
who, dude?
and
Who would
then
have
to make it
thought?
so bad for the league,
Yeah, go ahead.
what did Gronk say? I see no reason why I shouldn't retire. And you already know
That's
Tom's
it.
coming back.
Oh yeah, they
And,
already done that.
he,
I'll come
and
back.
he says the scary thing, and we'll be even better next year.
Oh, jeez.
Gee whiz.
But and who would have thought? Let's be honest. Not that Tom Brady didn't deserve the MVP, but that MVP could have went to all of the Tampa Bay defense.
All the
I mean,
defense.
at the end when they all went up to the camera going, yeah, you know they were doing that because yeah, we didn't give up one touchdown and
They
what.
give up one touchdown.
One, not one. They took pride in knowing that we didn't give up not one from Pat
And
Mahomes. Pat Mahomes did
and
not
I'll
score
tell
on
you
us.
another thing, and Gronk can deny it all he wants. You know for a fact that Tom Brady and Gronk was hearing for 2 weeks. Travis
Mm-hmm.
Kelsey's the new GOAT tight end. Patrick Mahomes is the baby
Yeah,
GOAT.
he's the new
And
king.
you
Yeah.
know that he said,
Uh,
you know what? Not so fast. I still got the GOAT tight end on my team.
yep.
I'm
Well,
still the GOAT.
just like he said on that podium. He said, "What I remember what I told you guys? We're gonna win, right?" That's what it was. It was
Yep.
like, "Don't worry, we're not gonna say nothing. We'll just show them." You know, I'm not gonna go back and forth. You know, talking smack. You know, I'm Tom Brady. You know,
There you go. 31.
unbelievable. So you know, well deserved. I mean, no one unless you're a true hater. There's no. I mean, just congrats. You know what I'm saying? Just and I'm happy for him. To be honest with you, I'm happy for him because
Right.
you know who doesn't want to stick it to Belichick? I
So
enjoyed it. I didn't bother
shout out
me
to
one bit.
Tampa Bay Bucks, and we'll see what happens with them next year. I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
they'll have their parade probably Wednesday or what have you, or
Yeah,
maybe
wait.
tomorrow. It's usually on Tuesdays, but maybe tomorrow, maybe Wednesday. Um, Switching over really quickly and at a not so
Yeah,
great
somber
moment,
part. Yeah.
and Pedro Gomez, um,
Mm.
popular baseball analyst for ESPN,
Mm-hmm.
suddenly passed away. And I didn't I didn't know Pedro Gomez and I didn't follow him a lot. But
Yeah, me too.
one thing that struck me, about him is that I remember, and I remember him putting his parents' ashes in Cuba. He was able to
Mm,
return his parents' ashes back to Cuba,
mm,
and he had them. And I remember that show where he was
mm.
sprinkling his
Right.
parents' ashes
Yeah.
all over the beaches
Mm-hmm.
of Cuba because he said that's what they would have wanted. And he had enough money to finally had the money and the lifestyle to do it. And he sprinkled his parents' ashes back home to Cuba. And
Mm.
that's, when he lost both his parents. And I don't know what the I don't know what the cause of it was. They said it was
Yeah, me
sudden.
either.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know now if they say it was COVID or what have you.
Yeah.
I see the director is with us now,
Yeah,
and
hey, Wes.
Huh.
but you know
Oh, it's not.
it was
Shout out to our producer, Wes.
it was not nice. It wasn't a good thing to see. And I do remember he was always great with who was that yelling at him? Was that Bonds and him that got into the huge fight that time? I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
it was
It
Bonds
was
and him.
Bob. Yeah. Yeah. Good old Bob.
Like that's BS, Pedro. I remember it was a story Pedro ran.
Yeah, but Pedro was he was one of those he was one of those journalists that was fearless, and he was very well respected in his field. So you gotta admire a man. He's a man that came from immigrant parents, came to this country,
Right,
lived the American dream, did his thing, and he lived doing what he loved to do, which was follow baseball. He has a son that's in the Red Sox organization. He's a pitcher. Um, his son, that's Rio. His son's name is. Um, I mean, how cool is that? Not only to live your dream, but to see your son actually play the sport that you love to cover. I mean,
right.
that's like
Hmm.
awesome, man. It's just a shame that I don't know what's been going on lately since this new year, but a lot of deaths. I mean, way too many. I mean, not that it slowed down from last year, but I'm saying like it's like wow, this is going on here. It's like 3, 4 weeks. It seems like, but people that's well known or like crazy, man.
Wow.
It's my condolences to the family. I mean, I can only imagine. 58 is way too young. I
Oh,
mean, I'm only
man.
10 years younger. I'm only 10 years younger than this gentleman that died, and it really hits you when it's people that are close to your age or people that you watch
Right.
as a kid or something,
I'm watching as a
and it
kid,
really affects you.
Stuart
Or
Scott.
yeah, or people that are near around your age bracket. It's either one or two ways. Near your age bracket, or you grew up as a child watching that you see them
Correct.
pass away, and it really
Yep.
hits you like the reality hits you. It's like yeah, we're mortal.
Yep.
And the time's gonna come when we move on, and I mean 58. I mean
Too
that's
young.
that's way too young.
Far too young. Rest in peace to
Yeah,
Pedro Gomez, fine baseball analyst. I really enjoyed
yeah,
watching him cover baseball, and definitely prayers go out to the Gomez family.
and his friends too.
You know,
Sure.
it ain't cool going at
No.
58. It
No,
ain't.
or 68.
Yeah, it's just too young, man. It's just too
Yeah.
young. But shout out to the Gomez family, and thank you, and rest in peace to Pedro Gomez.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Well, also, unfortunately, we got to continue this this moment of sorrow with I mean the shocking news of Marty Schottenheimer dying. Also, he passed away at the age of 77 years old. Yeah,
Oh,
it's crazy. It's crazy. Wes was telling me just before Showtime about it, and I was like, wow, I didn't even know till about not even an hour or so ago about this news. The news actually came out this morning, but I had
right,
no idea. This is a man. He's one of those coaches, a great guy. One of those coaches that was a winning coach, but just couldn't get to the big game. He kind of falls into that Dan Reeves, except Dan Reeves did make it to the Super Bowl, but never won it. But Marty Schottenheimer just couldn't get to that Super Bowl. I mean, it takes me back as when I was a young teenager and the drive happened in that '86 AFC Championship game.
Yeah,
John Elway marching down that field in the mistake by the lake, the original mistake by the lake, at Cleveland
right.
Municipal Stadium. One of the classic playoff games you ever see. And then the following year, the fumble happened. It's just, they were going for the score. I think his name was Barnes. I forgot the running back's name of the Browns. He was running in for the touchdown. They would have had the lead, I think, and he fumbles the ball. And I was like, wow, I said, this is Marty Schottenheimer uh, curses. Like, geez, are they anywhere? I mean, everywhere he went, he made the team better. He went to the Chiefs and made them, a contender. Went to the San Diego
That
Chargers.
was
They were
the last time
14 and
San Diego was a
2.
contender when he was there, and that was the year Rivers. They went 14-2 that year,
Yeah,
and I thought
yeah,
that they should have brought him back. They went 14-2. Now
and he
Philip
got
Rivers
fired, I think.
quarterbacking. Yeah,
Yeah.
they
I
fired
was
him.
like 14 and 2? I said, something
They
must have happened
fired him
behind the
after
scenes.
14 season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, got 14 and 2. And that was when Drew Brees was the quarterback. Phil Rivers was on the sideline. He didn't even start yet. He wasn't even started yet. So and who beat that team? The guy that doesn't go away, Tom Brady. Think about this: 3 decades this man has been in Super Bowls. If you really count it, the
Right.
2000s, 2010s, and now we're in the 2020s.
Third
One
decade.
Super Bowl in all of them. The oldest to ever win Super Bowl MVP. The oldest to win a title. I mean, anyway, it's just unbelievable. Yeah, it's but he's definitely knocking on that door. And I hate to go back to Tom Brady, but he's knocking on the door like, yep, I'm in the elite. Hello, yep, like yeah,
Right.
you hear me? Yeah,
It's
you hear me? What's his name from the Celtics? Yeah, the one that won 11 rings.
Bill Russell.
Hello,
Right.
Bill
And
Russell. You hear me?
and
Hello.
the thing is, let me tell you. Let me get on. You know what? I'm not even going to bring this dude up.
Oh,
But I'm not going to bring him up. I'm
okay.
not going to give him any shine on this show because the stuff that he says. I mean, you can tell it's personal with Brady, and
Oh,
but Rob Parker. I mean, come on, dude. Um, you should not be allowed on. I don't care if you're home now because of the pandemic or what have you. I really think, and I don't like calling for people's job. I really think Fox should think about firing Rob Parker because
mm.
Rob Parker was on yesterday on his show, The Odd
Yeah,
Couple.
put me in on this.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
He said Tom Brady is now officially the Robert Ory of the NFL. He said he goes to other teams. He's not really a factor, and he gets a ring
What?
for
What? What?
it. And everybody could not believe this dude was saying this.
And
And
he was serious?
yes, he was serious. I'm
What?
tired of people saying it was Tom Brady. That defense deserved the MVP. That defense
Oh,
gave up no touchdowns and this, that, and the other. Tom Brady didn't even really do. He's won 3 Super Bowls where he's thrown 1 touchdown or less.
oh,
And
jeez.
3 Super Bowls where the kicker was the actual MVP.
By the way,
This
did
kicker
he
won him
notice in this
3 titles.
game? By the way, did he notice in this game he threw for 3 touchdowns? By the way,
Exactly. Three
That's
touchdowns.
what I was gonna say.
He rushed
yeah.
for
Over 200
200
yards.
yards. I'm telling you, man. I don't like I said. I don't like calling for people's jobs. It's not my place. But when you say
That
stuff like
sounds heat.
that,
That
when you
sounds
say
mad
stuff like
heat.
that, and he goes, "Oh, I'm not gonna sit," and so to me, it's like he's just smacking every single analyst in the face. I'm not gonna bow down. I'm gonna be that guy who's gonna stand
You
up and not
trying to
bow down like all these other and do lazy analysts and lazy analyzation by just saying Tom Brady is the greatest just because he has the most rings.
Yeah,
That's
he's
lazy.
that
That's
doesn't belong.
lazy analyzation.
No, he does terrible analyzation. He doesn't belong on these sports shows, and I kind of wish, like you said, I don't like to wish stuff on people, but when I thought he was out of there that first time when he got suspended and stuff like that for saying what he said, and I was kind of hoping. I mean, you hope they don't lose their jobs, but it's like, dude,
Right.
he's really, like when you get to the point where you're saying things just for shock factor, you're not really being a true sports analyst. You're just saying things to get people to react to you. That just means you're like a girl looking for attention. That's what you are. You're a girl looking for attention.
And
So,
when they have guests come on and the guests he's arguing with the guests, and you can see like when they keep saying that, when Chris Broussard is saying, you know what, I was gonna take it easy on you, Rob, but after saying something like that, you can see Parker like over in the corner smirking, like he knew that was gonna get a rise out of everybody. There's no way he thinks that. Robert Ory never won an MVP in any of those. He's up there. And Robert Ory actually came up bigger than Tom Brady in those spots.
Oh, give me a break.
He
yeah,
hit big
he's a
shots
jerk.
and actually contribute to the win. So
He's a
Brady
jerk.
scored
Yeah,
31
I can't
points on
stand
offense
him. I can't.
to contribute to the win.
I actually, he's like right there. He's right under Skip Bayless for me. Like I can't stand Skip.
Exactly.
I can't stand that dude. That dude you just mentioned. He's terrible. At least Skip does know what he's talking about, but Skip just Skip, where Skip messes up is he never wants to admit when he's wrong. So he'll make up some sort of off the wall scenario to make it sound like he was right, not wrong. But he knows his stuff. But this guy here, forget about it, man. And I don't understand. I'm starting to believe that these guys, like, I'm starting to believe that television, like ESPN and all that stuff, are starting to point, give people positions of being the bad guy or being the person that's always gonna be the antagonist because it makes for good television. That's what I'm starting to believe now because they're saying things that are just so unbelievable. You know what I mean? It's just like almost like with reality television. People, spoiler alert, everybody who thinks reality television is real. Sorry, but
It is not.
right. The point is, it's real to a degree. That's why they call it reality television. But the story is told in post, and they're gonna. If you're a type of personality that has a couple of disagreements with people, they're gonna automatically make you the villain of the show, and
Yeah.
that's what they're gonna do. And I'm starting to believe that they're doing that now with ESPN and stuff and sports stations. They're like, hey, no matter what, you got that's your job, Rob Parker. You come here and you be that guy to throw that out there, and everybody gonna have to look at you. You're gonna be ridiculed, but you're gonna get all the attention.
And you're gonna get paid.
Right. That's what I think. I'm starting to think that because the stuff he says is so unbelievable. I can't believe somebody could be that can be working professionally in this field and be that stupid. Honestly.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous, man. I totally agree with you saying, Wes, because it's like, you're just saying it just to say it, just to get a reaction, just to get a rise out of people. And I mean, I would never do something like that in my profession just to get a rise. Like if I'm saying something, it's my actual thought and opinion. I'm not going to say something just to get a rise. Now, if I'm just kidding around, that's one thing. But if I'm, trying to be a serious, respectable, host of a show, and I just say stuff just to get a rise out of people because I know I'm going to get that and I'm going to get views because I'm that one guy that's not going to give kudos to a certain player that they deserve. That's ridiculous. That's something they should be automatically not be allowed to do shows anymore. To me, it just that person loses their credibility. To me, it goes out the window. Like I'm not going to respect your opinion, regardless if I agree with it or not, because I'm like, right, you're the same guy that said, "Well, yeah, Tom Brady, he's not that great." Like, come on, man. You can't. Yeah, even if you don't like a certain somebody, and with me, even if I would like a certain somebody, I give kudos when it's deserved. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that stuff. I just never understand. If they deserve if they earn what they did, they deserve every accolade that they get, and that's
Yeah,
it.
I never understood that. You're supposed, as a sports analyst, you're supposed to analyze what is there in front of you. When did
Right.
personal opinion come into play? Why is that such a factor now? Where, just like Skip Bayless, who has something personal for whatever reason against LeBron James, so he always has to bring up LeBron James and find a way to make it look like LeBron James is this terrible person. And and same deal with on the reverse with Nick Wright, who loves LeBron James and always has to find a
Yeah,
way to
then it's
bring
the
LeBron
opposite.
James up and make it seem
True.
like he's God himself. So
Yeah, then it's
when
yeah,
did
true.
this personal stuff come in? Why not just analyze the sport? And then give a little bit of your opinion, but you should start
True.
that sentence with, in my opinion, this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But other than that, come with the facts, man. Stop coming with, opinions. I think that's where it goes wrong to me.
When being a TV, when being a sports TV sports host goes wrong, when you try to spew stuff just to hear your own voice, just to say it, just to get reaction, instead of just spewing the facts, and then you want to have some fun, whatever, that's fine. But to say seriously that a certain player don't deserve a certain accolade from anything like that, that's ridiculous. Regardless if you have an issue with the person or not. I mean, what happened? Did Tom Brady? Oh, did Tom Brady not come on your show? Oh, well, you were trying to reach out to him 7, 8, 9, 10 times, and you couldn't get him on. Oh, he said no. Oh, poor guy. Come
Yeah.
on,
So
ridiculous.
absolutely, you know, we're not gonna spend any more time on that guy. There's
Yeah,
somebody from Fox. If you're out there from Fox, um, look into who you look
no.
into Rob Parker, man. That's all I'm gonna say.
If I was listening, man, I would say, Papa, yeah.
So what else we got on the bill for tonight?
What else we got on the bill? Well, what else we got? I think that's all the sports part of it. I think the next thing is now we're getting to the stuff.
We got into some
Uh,
stuff. The
they get
sport.
to the stuff first, and unfortunately, it starts over with a sober moment again.
Oh
You
my
know,
Yeah.
God!
Before you guys get into that, I just came in not that long ago, and
wow.
I'm hearing somewhat of an echo from you, Jimmy Ace. I'm not sure. I don't know if it was always like this, or for whatever reason. Sometimes these
Yeah.
things glitch out. I don't know. Maybe since I came in, did that mess up your audio? I don't know. I'm just wondering because I
No,
was
I
not. I don't know. I was.
yeah, it's a particular part of the room I'm in that I'm trying to get out of. But once I get out of here, trust me, the echo will go away.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it's
I
just
think it's
like
on
the
my end. I think it's
it's
on
just
my
like the
end.
acoustics of the room probably then
Yeah,
as opposed to.
exactly.
Okay, okay, I got you. I got you. All right. I just wanted to know because I didn't know. So when I came in, I heard it and I'm like, oh, is
Yeah.
this a computer thing? Because I jumped in. I don't know. I was muting everybody's mic to try to figure it out.
Who is the culprit?
So I'll have to. I guess we have to put that question out there now. Since Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers win Super Bowl 55, do they go into next year? Now I'm going to assume Shaq Barron is back. I'm going to assume Gronk is back. I'm going to assume Antonio Brown is back. I don't know if Antonio Brown will be back. He wants to come back, but I think they came in, won the championship. I don't know if they'll deal with him for a full season. But we'll see. Um, does Tampa Bay, in your mind, come back as favorites?
Hmm. that's a tough one. I think it all depends on, are they all back healthy and
Right.
I think they still
Let's
be
say,
hungry.
let's say, because they ended the season pretty healthy. Let's say they come into next season. Brady, of
Okay.
course, will be 44, but we
Yeah.
see what kind of shape he's in. As long as
Yeah, he's
there's
more like 38.
as long as there's avocado ice cream, his health ain't going nowhere.
Whatever he's doing, recycling his blood, whatever.
Right. As long as he's got avocado ice cream and Giselle's rituals, I don't see
Yeah.
him getting older.
Yeah. The
I like to
witch.
call it I like to call it sangria. What's that the Spanish voodoo Santeria? I call it sangria.
The J-Lo thing.
Yeah.
J-Lo does that.
She's the
Young
good.
people.
She's the good witch of the South now. She used to be the good witch of the East when they were in the East. Now she's the good witch of the South.
Oh boy.
And we're gonna go into our stuff. Before we get to our sad note, I just want to throw this out there. We got to start keeping a stat on it. I don't like to say these type of things because I don't need her fans coming for me. But ever since Russell Wilson has been dating Sierra, he has not been back to Super Bowl. Now, I'm not going to say that's the reason. But it is a coincidence that when they were talking about Russell Wilson, they were a dynasty. They were a dynasty. And they were talking about Russell Wilson being the next big thing. He's walking at this Seattle team is going to win multiple Super Bowls. And funny thing is, the first Super Bowl Sierra, the first time out in public that she attended the Super Bowl against the Patriots. And they didn't hand Marshawn Lynch the ball, and her to-be husband, threw a pick. And they ain't been back since. Now, I just want to ask, are we looking at the Sierra? Because as soon as this dude became Sierra's husband, stopped becoming Russell Wilson, now he's going to be known as Sierra's husband soon. This man has not been back to the Super Bowl. So I just want you to keep an eye on that. I'm going to get some stats. I'm going to get some stats for next time and say Russell Wilson pre-Sierra and Russell Wilson post-Sierra.
I think the stats didn't change much. I think it's just more of the outcome changed.
His individual stats got better.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I don't think the stats went down, definitely, because but just the outcome changed. So what's that? Do you want that trade off? You know what I mean? Because he's got a ring. He's got one ring, right?
He's got one ring.
And now you just, I mean,
but we all know what
it seems like his individual performance either stayed the same or went up, but he's just not getting the outcome that he liked.
Here's another take, and it's gonna seem funny, but it's true.
What?
Last night, who shows up in a commercial wearing the Chiefs red? Who was in the commercial? Who's in the commercial? Everybody wearing Chiefs red. State Farm.
Oh, Drake! You talking about Drake? Drake from State Farm?
Oh,
Drake from State Farm?
Drake once again shows up. He has on Kansas City red, and the Chiefs get the doors blown off. No one ever expected.
Yeah, he's definitely.
He did the same thing to Kentucky the year that there was no way Kentucky should have lost. Drake shows up. Kentucky doesn't win the national championship. Serena Williams never wins a title when Drake is in the audience. When she was going to
he is the
every single time he was out there, she came up short when she was supposed to break the record. It took him not showing up, and then she broke the record.
He's the modern day version of the Flintstones Schlep Rock.
The only
Old
time it
Schlep
worked,
Rock.
Kawhi Leonard saved them. Kawhi Leonard saved Drake.
That's what I was about to say. I was about to bring that up. Or how
That
about when
was
they
it.
won the title?
That was
Yeah.
the only season. Every other season, when he's in the audience, the
Yeah.
team loses. So the Drake
Yeah.
curse
So
reared its
also,
ugly head. It's back in rare form after Sunday night.
I think the beginning and end with Russell Westbrook is when the head coach decided to run that play on what was it, second and goal, third and goal. When
Russell
Pete
Wilson,
Carroll was like, you know what, we don't want this guy to have the credit.
Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah, we
He
don't
doesn't play
want
the
Lynch.
right way. We want Russell.
And
We want Carlton Banks Jr. to get the MVP.
and I wish I would have had this saved. I remember, I think Heaven either called me that night or it was like he went on the radio that night. He said, Pete Carroll should get fired tonight. Tonight. Should get fired
Not
tonight.
tomorrow morning. And they didn't fire him. He's still there. I'm sorry.
And yo, the nerve, right? When he went on that 60-minute interview and they were like, would you do it again? Yeah.
Okay.
Like, no, I wouldn't take it back. Yeah, okay. You wouldn't take
Right.
it back.
Sure you wouldn't.
Whatever, bro.
But rest in peace to the Supremes.
Jeez, this is the third time they found it. Did you say come in threes? Jeez.
Yep.
Jeez.
Great singer.
One of the co-founders of the Supremes.
From the Supremes.
76 years old. Actually, I was told just not even 3 days ago, I think on Instagram, she was promoting about some book that was going to be coming out or something.
Right.
Something that she was going to do or something. It was just like 3 days ago. She was so excited for this upcoming project and whatever. And then, she just passes away. And
we also lost the great Cicely Tyson last week.
Yeah, the other week, I mean.
Yeah, so.
And
they're going, man. And I mean, we can't compare our lives to theirs. Cicely Tyson was 96 years old. I mean,
exactly. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Not that we're not sad that people 96 died.
Yeah.
We feel a little bit better about it when you're 96 and then when you're 58 and 40.
That's a huge difference.
Like that.
Younger or even younger.
Yeah, 96. I right now, if they told me right now, 96, I'll sign off on that.
Oh, please. Especially if I have all my whereabouts too. Oh,
right.
I'll do that right now.
I'll sign off on that. Look at Betty
White. Wouldn't that be an interesting movie? Wouldn't that be an interesting movie? I didn't mean to throw y'all off like that, but if you actually knew, like you can actually sign for the age that you're gonna die, or you actually know, or the age you're gonna die. That's pretty interesting.
Ladies and gentlemen, the director living up his name. Okay. Thinking of a future project. Yeah. What if that you just sign away? I mean, like if you were to know that, like
you gotta trade something for it.
Yeah, I would. I don't know. I don't know if I would want to know. Okay, I have 20 years left or whatever. I don't know. There's I don't know about that.
I'm going to ask that question since we're in the middle of stuff and we pretty much have nothing else to talk about.
Besides the stuff you're going to bring up. Yeah.
Right. I'm going to ask you this question that I asked the director about a year ago. I may have asked you, Jimmy Ace, but maybe not.
Okay.
If you had the opportunity, I think I did ask you this. You could either take $10 million right now, or you take the knowledge and everything you have right now, and you can go back to age 21.
I think we did talk about this. Yeah, if I remember correctly, either the
10 million right now.
Oh, 10 million right now.
Or
go back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But your 10
Yeah,
million
I
right
think
now,
yeah.
everything stays the same. Whatever unfortunate deaths, whatever, everything stays the same, and you're still the same age. Or you get to take the knowledge and everything that you have now,
We talked
and
about
you
this.
can go back. What was it? Go back 20 years, or go? Oh no, go back to age. What was it? Age.
21 or 18, 21, something like that.
I'm trying to see.
Basically,
It
when
was
we were younger, when
Wes.
we
Do you
were wet
remember what
behind the
age it was?
ears.
Say, what did you just ask me?
Do you
I
remember
know the
what
question.
what the choice was? You could take 10 millions right now, or go back to age 10. Was it or
Yeah, I
No,
think it's
I
like
don't think.
10
Was it
million,
10?
10 million, or
Oh,
go
was it
back to
age 10?
age
No, it was
10.
like
Yeah.
age 21, something like that, or
No, it wasn't that old. It was young. It was 10 because I remember people, and I asked that question like before to some other people, and they were like, no, I'll go back to 10 because I know all of this stuff that I know. And I'm like, yeah,
hmm
but you're 10. No one's going to listen to you. I was like, so yeah, you know
yeah.
everything, but
Uh,
so it was 10. It was like take 10 million or go back to the age 10, knowing everything that you know now and
I thought it
start
was like
over.
mm.
go back 10 years, or go back to
Yeah, I
like
thought it was like 21 or something. Yeah, I mean,
age
Western
20,
could
or
be
go
right.
back 20
Now,
years. All right, so we'll do
well,
this.
yeah,
Okay.
it was a certain amount of years.
20 years.
It was a
Oh,
certain amount
okay.
of years. So it was
So you
like
go back.
20 million
Okay,
or 20 years
or
or
10
something
years.
like
Maybe
that.
it's
Yeah.
10 years.
Yeah.
Okay, 10
Yeah,
years.
10. And so
Yeah,
some people,
10 years.
but that's what I'm saying. But some
You know
people
what?
who are younger is like,
Right.
You know,
yeah,
yeah. You know what?
something like
I
that it
can
was.
I can answer that right now. What I know now, I definitely will go back because because Google. I know about Google. I know about
Right.
certain
You,
stocks.
I mean,
I'm like, yeah, let me
Nah,
get
I,
you
Google at
have
a
the knowledge. You pretty much have the knowledge now to
nah,
make
I'm taking,
the
I'm
mistakes that
working.
you made, and or things that you didn't do. Now you can go back.
The
You know what I'm
reason,
saying?
even make
the
more.
reason why I take the money is
Mm.
because I'm a big believer in the butterfly effect. And I
Oh.
believe if I go back in time, I'm going to want to try to change things. But I think that time
Mm.
always needs to be satisfied. So therefore, if you change something, something's going to change in
My
return.
effect. Yeah,
Right.
my
It's going to
effect.
be an effect. So if you go back and say, oh, I know about this, I'm going to discover Google. Okay, fine. You go back and discover Google, but something else tragic may happen in your life. You know what I'm
Maybe
saying?
that didn't
So it's
happen
like,
originally.
that's why
Ah.
I don't believe in messing with time. So I'm gonna take the
Mm.
money and continue my life.
What did you say, Heaven? I forgot. What was your choice?
Take the 10. Definitely take the 10 million.
10 million? Yeah. I mean,
At first I would say, you know what? I'll go back because I was thinking, my mother would be alive,
mm.
my dad would be alive, my
Oh,
sister.
sure. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, so
That's one way of
I was
looking at it.
thinking that way.
Sure.
Right.
Um,
That's me too, and that's what I mean. I go back, I'm gonna be tempted to try to warn them or try to change the fact that and the
I
fact
see.
that the time moves
Well,
linear with or without you. So
I
therefore,
mean, that's a good point.
if if you try to change something, but then I might change and save my mother's life, and God forbid, my
Yeah.
wife
Well, what
might
if you
die.
do something
You know what I'm
and
saying?
then,
Or I
yeah, you
might
know
make a
what?
choice and me and my wife never meet. Or I might do so, you know what I'm saying? Or my wife
That's a
might
good
die,
point.
which
You know what? I'll
erases
take
my
10 million.
daughter. You know what I mean?
I'll take the 10 million. Then. You got a good point. You made
yeah,
a good
so
point.
that's what I did. I think we'd all just take the money. And I'll
I
ask
Take the
you,
think,
money
Chris.
and run with
honestly, I
it.
think at the end of the day, once you're a certain age, you just take the money and continue with your life because
Right,
you still
Yeah.
have that knowledge. It's not like but when you go back, technically, you still have the knowledge, but you got to start over and make it
right.
happen.
Who
When you
says you're
just
gonna
take
make
the money and
$10 million?
still
You
have
know
the
what?
knowledge.
Even you know what, Wes? Even thinking about it more, I hated school so much that I want to go back and 10 years. I'll take the 10 million. I hated school. Oh, I hated school.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I
yeah.
hated school. I don't want to
So,
go through all that again. Nah.
right.
Yeah. That's one part of
Um,
childhood I don't miss. Everything else I miss, but that part of childhood, no.
and the only other thing that really happened this week was in the stuff category
In the
was
stuff. Welcome to the stuff.
after all the hoopla and the hoopla about the song, the Yellow Bone song, the baby has dumped Danny Lee.
Oh,
And
man.
and
Not surprised
so
in a
she
way.
pretty much went through all of that for nothing. And I just
Okay.
want to say, as much as I love Danny Lee, it serves you right. It serves you right because you shouldn't have put your relationship out there. You shouldn't have brought it to social media. You're sitting there trying to show off, trying to show up and show out, and now this dude ends up just dumping you anyway. Threw you to the bus. Now you've lost your female fans who pretty much cancel you, your black female fans,
Yeah.
and you lost the dude. So
On
now
top of
you're gonna
that.
have to figure out how are you gonna get your black female fans back, or if you ever will get them back. And now you're
Mm-hmm.
going to make yourself feel as though I can't date any more black men because I don't want them to get on me again and say, "Oh, there you are again, dating black men again. You haven't learned yet."
I think you
So
made a good point the other day on your live when it comes to unfortunately when it comes to being in the business, when it comes to your image and stuff, which is why the baby dumped her in the first place.
right,
She's gonna take the route of, I'll probably date a white dude or a Hispanic dude,
right,
and go from there, and then go the pink route, like you said. I think you made an excellent point the other day about the pink route. A lot of
right.
people forget because I'm old enough to remember, like West here. I remember when Pink did R&B. I remember
Yep,
that first album. I remember that. Then I remember
yep.
one day it just changed overnight. Like, when did she start doing this type of? And then I know why. Then I found out why. I was like, okay, well, I mean, that's probably her only way out of it, in a way to rejuvenate her career.
She's gonna have to
And
rebrand. She has to.
yeah, and she's talented enough to do it. So people out there that say, "Oh, she's not that talented." No, she's talented.
Yeah, she's
Don't
talented.
start. Don't be hating. That goes back to the idiot from the Fox network. Don't put don't put your personal issue. Because you don't like the person. Okay, you might
Right.
not agree what they did. Okay, that's one thing. That's fine. But don't go in that. Oh, well, she's ugly. Like what makes it say, oh, she's ugly.
Yeah,
Like,
come on, come on.
no, let's stop that. Now you just hating. Now that's not respectable journalism or opinion. Just at least if you say, well, I don't like her music. Okay, right.
Yeah,
Some
you can
don't like
say
her
that.
music. Okay, that's fine. Oh, you didn't like what she did. Okay, well, I like what she did. Okay, fine. But don't go, ridiculous route. Oh, I think she's a man.
Yeah, she's the man.
Ridiculous. But
So
anyway, yeah, I agree with you about that. I think she might have to do that, get some new PR people or something,
yeah,
and work
have to.
her
Man.
career back to where it was or better.
Totally agree. Other than that, I think that's
Then
pretty
you
much
were,
it.
I thought you
With
were going to say something about Gloria Valez.
what was that?
About Gloria Valez. Were you talk about that?
Gloria Valez. Was that the the okay, so the
Unless you're
Gloria
saving that
Valez,
for your live, then I'll shut up.
yeah, I totally forgot. I totally forgot. Somebody did want me to mention this.
Okay, okay.
And it was someone asked me who do you think is the GOAT? Since we were talking about the GOAT, they said, since you're gonna be talking about the
Oh,
GOAT tonight, who do you
mm,
think is the GOAT video vixen?
mm,
Is it Melissa Ford or Gloria Velez? And
mm.
um
Good question.
I had Melissa Ford, but then I just started thinking about some of the legendary things that
Mm,
Gloria has done, in the
mm,
industry. Now, if you remember, a lot of people don't know, but
mm,
when Gloria first came into the industry,
mm,
um, the first person that saw her, he actually went. He was doing Jay Z was
mm-hmm.
doing the big pimping video in Miami.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, the baby. Yeah,
So
yeah,
so Jay called up. You had back then. You had to check in with Luke. You're doing something in Miami. You better
Oh
check
yeah,
in
yeah.
with Luke.
Back then that's real, by the way. A lot of people don't realize,
Right.
but that's real.
So
Yeah.
Jay was just like, yeah, just want you to
Mhm.
know, we trying to do a video in Miami. Can we film a video in Miami? Will it be all right? Luke says, fine, no problem.
Yep.
And he says, well, can you send me some girls? It's a yacht. It's this, that, and we want a bunch of girls and something. So
Mhm. Yeah.
what a lot of people don't know is that Gloria actually started as one of Luke's girls.
Mm. Okay.
So 'cause she's from Miami. She
Mm.
was one of Luke's girls. Luke sends her to the video shoot.
Mm.
And when Jay-Z, and it was funny because I went and got the research the story, not the story. They said when Jay-Z was out there, and I guess she's in there practicing or what have you, and then she comes out to the floor, she's getting ready to get her stuff dressed, and she has on like a robe, nothing under the robe, and these cowboy boots.
Mm.
And they said
Okay.
Jay-Z went to like put like an hors d'oeuvre or something in his mouth, and he missed his mouth when he looked at her. He missed his mouth, and he was like, "Yo, who the f is that?" And the people told him, it was Gloria or what have you. Now the funny thing is, Gloria actually wanted to rap. Like she
Oh,
didn't
okay.
really want to be a video vixen. She was
Okay.
trying to, because she wanted to rap. And at the time he's working with Angie Martinez. So here's another girl that Gloria was about to thump out, because you already know she
Mm.
already did Remy Martin dirty. So
Yeah.
it was Angie Martinez, who was just a Jay-Z groupie, right? A
Mm.
lot of rumors about her and Jay, what may or may not happen. To me, it had to have happened for someone to be that much into Jay-Z and never slept with him. I just don't see it possible.
Mm.
Jay-Z did something to Angie Martinez. And
Mm. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
and Angie, right? Jay's now trying to set things up. He now said, basically forget Angie. Like I'm gonna try to work with this girl. And
Next.
so so Angie comes out. I mean, excuse me. So Gloria, um, I think she's up at hot. I think
Mm.
Jay's up there, and he has some people, and Gloria is up trying to visit some people at hot. So Angie Martinez
Yeah.
sees her, and then she comes over there like, "Out, how do you know Jay?" She's like giving her a third degree. How do you know Jay? Like, what are you
Oh
doing? What are you doing here?
yeah.
What are you here for? Right. So Gloria Valez says, "Oh, I know him from the Big Pimpin' video. I met him at the Big Pimpin' video, and then after that, we had sex. Basically, she
Ooh.
said the F
Ooh.
word.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So
Oops.
they said Angie Martinez
Flip.
was she was red hot. And my point for bringing this up is I always have to add something. Whenever you can stomp out Remy Martin and then get Angie Martinez so upset, they said Angie was on the air, she was all discombobulated, cursing, cursing on. I mean, she was hot at Gloria Velez. And
Mm-mm.
they did say the deal fell through because
Mm.
Gloria started messing with Joe Button, who had just
Mm.
put out a diss record at Jay.
Mm.
So Gloria started messing with Joe Button, and that's what made Jay cut her off. Um,
Interesting.
because she was messing with Joe Button, and and then she's basically telling Jay Z like, I thought this was just a smash session. Like I didn't know that I'm not allowed to work with nobody now, or I'm not allowed to see anybody else. Like you, and at that time, of course, he was with Beyonce at this point. Not
Yeah.
married to her, but
Yeah,
she's
that's
like,
when it was
you got
worst
Beyonce.
kept secret.
I'm thinking that
Yeah.
this is just a smash session,
Mm-hmm.
So the reason why I put her uh in Melissa neck and neck is because she really changed the video game for Latino women. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
she she was the first real Latina female that really put Latina females on the map. As far as hip hop, video girls or what have you, and I always have to give extra point for they both of them still look good. Now in their 40s, late 40s or what have you. But those two, in my opinion, are neck and neck. They're definitely on the Mount Rushmore. We'll do that one day. The Mount
Oh, okay.
of
Okay.
video vixens. And really
Mm.
quickly before we go, the
Yes, sir.
director, did we get a decision yet on the Mount Rushmore with the black male characters? We're gonna ask Jimmy Yates because I already know who he has on there.
I remember I wrote them down like that day when you brought it
Yeah.
up a couple weeks ago.
Well, I mean, if I'll try to see if I can bring up the poll stats because I did do a poll
Yeah, I gotta find mine. I
and
think I think
and
mine.
I'm gonna give
let
you
me,
mine.
yeah, you
We
bring
bring up
while you do that, I'll look for the poll
I
stats
gotta
and
find
see.
mine. Hold on.
bring up the poll stats, and just to remind everybody,
See if I can remember.
it is the
Okay.
goat, the male,
Yep.
the black male
Mhm.
goat. I mean Mount Rushmore
Mhm.
male black characters of television.
Mhm.
So we have two grandfathered in that ain't coming off: Steve Urkel and George Jefferson. Those are the two that are in, and there's nothing you can do to take them off. They're in. Steve Urkel had a doll. He was a phenomenon. He was a pop culture phenomenon. So everybody knows about Steve Urkel, no matter what generation. And like I said, he had dolls, he had toys, he had uh, bedroom sets, he had everything. They had people were being Steve Urkel for Halloween. So I have him,
They
and
do
of
that.
course George Jefferson. Now there's two slots left, and some of the nominees, of course, Fresh Prince, of course,
Good
your
one.
guy Jimmy Ace, Fred Sanford.
That's
Um,
definitely a great one. Yeah. The G stands
we
for great.
got Martin,
Yeah.
Martin
That's a
Payne.
real good one.
Um,
That's a real good one.
we got
Yeah, that's actually,
J.J.
you know
Evans,
what?
Jimmy Walker, J.J. Evans.
Yeah,
We
okay,
have
you see, you
James
watching my
Evans.
list now.
We have Thelma Evans. We have Water Evans. Everybody in the show except Michael.
The
No one
whole
cares.
dynamite. Yeah.
Um, we have
We don't have Florida Evans because she's not a male.
Well,
sorry,
well, yeah,
It's only males.
not for the
And I
female.
yeah,
have the
yeah.
when you're done,
Man. We got to do a
I
female
have
one.
the poll results based
Oh,
on
let me see. Okay, drum roll,
yeah.
please.
So okay, with 73.3%, because all the people we had on the list was like you said, Martin Payne. Remember, these are characters, not actors. It's their characters that they play.
Yeah, it's the characters, not the actors
Martin,
playing
that's
the
why it's
characters.
Martin Payne. Then you got
Yeah,
Will
exactly.
Smith, Fred
Mm-hmm.
Sanford, Cliff Huxtable, James
Oh,
Evans,
yeah, definitely. I agree.
Benson. You got
Oh,
Benson,
Benson. I
Theo,
like
Dwayne,
Benson.
Dwayne
Yeah.
Wayne,
Wayne, right?
Michael Kyle from My Wife and Kids, Arnold Drummond,
Oh, I like
J.J.
Benson.
Arnold
Arnold Drummond.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know
J.J.
about Arnold too.
Evans,
Yep.
Webster,
Yeah.
and Jamie King from Jamie Foxx show.
Ah, man.
Those are the
Okay.
people. So with 73.3%
All
of
right.
the
Who won?
votes,
Martin.
Fred Sanford
Yeah.
is the top vote. He's the top vote getter
We
with
are the champions.
73.3%. The second one. So if we were to go strictly by the polls, they would put Fred
Okay,
Sanford as on
I
there.
guess the second one.
And then the second one is at 40% of the votes would be Martin Payne.
Ooh.
Those are the two based on the polls. At the third was Will Smith at
That's what I thought.
26.7%. Cliff Huxtable at 20%. James Evans at 13.3%.
Okay.
And so on. The rest doesn't really count at that point.
Okay. Okay. And where's George Jefferson on this poll? I don't get it.
No, he's already on
already
Mount
in.
Rushmore. He's already in.
Oh, he's already-
He got
okay, I'm about to say.
grandfathered in.
Remember,
Biggest
we got 2
surprise.
slots left, so we got 2 slots left and a whole bunch of nominees.
Biggest surprise, real biggest surprise, and that shows me that a lot there must have been a lot of young people answering this poll.
Yeah. Go ahead.
J.J. Evans, 0 votes.
Come on. That was my vote. I would say JJ. It was either JJ with Martin or JJ with Arnold. You know, from different.
Right.
Arnold Drummond.
Arnold
0 votes.
0 votes.
No, come on, man.
Yep.
Come on, man. What you talking about, Willis? What you talking about, Wes?
I'm just saying, based on the polls, that must mean a lot of young people answered the poll. And, and older people didn't, because that just doesn't make sense to me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
no Arnold Drummond.
Yeah, as Mad Dog
Maybe I
would
should
say.
do that poll over and send it to the blog.
Yeah, I'll do it over.
Yeah. Come on. I'm sorry, JJ.
But it kind of occurred to me that Fred Sanford would probably win this poll.
Well, of course.
Yeah, he
Fred
got the most
Sanford's
votes.
looks like Fred Sanford's going to get in. That's his third one. Then we'll probably re-poll for the 4th slot. I mean, come on, Arnold Drummond, no votes.
Yeah, come on. I agree. Come on. No Arnold votes and no JJ votes.
Right.
Yeah.
That's no JJ Evans.
That's true. Yeah. But I agree with you, Wes. I think there's a lot of youngsters voting.
But then again, what about Fred Sanford then? Would young people vote in Fred Sanford?
I think you know what I think it is? This is my opinion. I think because Fred Sanford was more, I think that was more out there. Like I thought you see him more online, like with the memes and stuff. Everything. I think that's why with all that stuff with social media, and they use his, this is the big one, and I'll give you 5 of these across your list, and all that stuff. And I think that's why.
Okay.
Where when it comes to, I mean, that's my point of view. And maybe with Arnold and JJ, they don't get used as much by the youngsters as Fred. Everybody knows Fred. It's like everybody knows. They knew their grandparents watched it. Whatever.
Yeah. Right.
I think it goes back generations more than it. Now, in my opinion, I agree with that, but I would put JJ and definitely Arnold. Absolutely, I would have voted for that, no doubt. That's me.
But if you put JJ and Arnold, you can't put Fred Sanford. Because remember, there's only 4 slots.
I see what you're saying. For the slot, you're talking about the slot. Yeah. I was talking about, you know what I was thinking? My Mount Rushmore. That's what I was thinking.
Oh, you're Mount Rushmore. Okay.
Yeah. But as far as the slot, Fred Sanford definitely deserves that 3rd slot or whatever, one of the 2 slots left.
Yeah. And then we got one left. So I think Fred Sanford's going to probably be the next one to go in. Then we'll have 1 slot left, and we'll do another poll. And if now we do a re-poll this time and it comes out none for Arnold, I'm sorry, Arnold, you're out of luck.
Yeah, I agree. All right, cool.
That's it, fellas.
That's
now
it.
on, Jimmy Ace show is now on Tuesday nights.
That's right. With yours truly and Heaven Hollywood is my co-host, the great Heaven Hollywood, and the director himself, the grand producer himself, was the director Clark. Yeah, thank you for holding me down, guys, while I was having technical difficulties getting in this broadcast studio.
Sir.
Oh, jeez.
See you next week,
man. See you next week. And everybody out there, thank you all for listening and watching. This will be, like I said, this is going to be our new time and night, every Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, exclusively here on the IE Network on YouTube. Just search on the search engine on YouTube. Just put the INE Network, and it'll come right up, and you see the Benchwarmers podcast on there, my producer show, the Real Talk on Monday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and my co-host Evan Hollywood, he does his YouTube lives every now and then, and certain topics that he uploads that he talks about for the day, he uploads on there exclusively on IE Network. So please check us all out, man. It's going to only get bigger. So we appreciate all the love and support. Oh, Heaven, you about to say something? Come back in for a second.
Nope.
What's up? Oh, okay.
No, I'm waiting for your sign off.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
I wanted to add Block TV News with our host Lex.
That's right.
Lexi, that comes on, that airs weekly, usually, or at least twice a month, and where she does a weekly recap of all of the things that's been going on.
Amazing job.
Does a great job. You got to like
just
all of these shows, people. You have to like, share, and more importantly, share. Like, comment, and share. Share with your friends. It takes 10 seconds to do it. It's not a big deal. You do it. Yeah, it's not. It's 0.2 milliseconds to hit the like button, and it'll take you a total to copy the link and put it somewhere. It'll take you a total of maybe 5 to 10 seconds.
Absolutely.
So if you're tech savvy, less than that. So share.
Absolutely. Thank you, Wes. Absolutely. You heard the man. Share. So for Heaven Hollywood and the director Wes Clark, thank you everybody. Have a great evening. Stay safe out there. And as I go into the distance in the IE Network horizon, I say this to all y'all, ladies and tomatoes. Peace.